Yo, what up guys, Bo here. DJI may be late to the party with their one-handed gimbal for DSLR cameras, but man, they pretty much got everything right their first go-around, including the price. By now, there are probably a million reviews out there, but most of the videos of review of the Ronin S are from filmmakers, vloggers, or wedding shooters. I haven't seen too many tech YouTubers talk about this new gimbal because, well, most of our B-roll shots are made from sliders and tripods. So I want to do something a little bit different. I want to show you what you can do with the Ronin S on product B-rolls like these. My A cam is a Sony a7 III, and I have it with the battery grip and fully encased in a cage, and it gets really heavy really fast. And although the Ronin S can handle up to 8 pounds, I really want a lighter setup, so I went with my B cam, the Sony a6500, which is a phenomenal 4K camera, and paired with a Sigma 18-35 f1.8, aka the YouTuber lens. The Ronin S comes in this really nice heavy-duty styrofoam case with a handle, similar to some of their drones. Once you open the case, you'll see that everything is neatly stashed away. The first thing I noticed as soon as I took it out is the build quality. Fit and finish is just superb, from the gimbal brain to the joystick all the way down to the tripod feet that also serves as an extension grip. Assembling the Ronin S takes just a few seconds. Slide the gimbal into the battery grip, lock it in place, screw on the tripod feet, and done. It's that simple. The one thing I hate about the a6500 is the screen. It's small, it's hard to tell if it's in focus, it doesn't articulate that well, and it dims when shooting 4K, making it practically worthless in outdoor shooting. So meet its best friend, the small HD focus. I wouldn't advise mounting it directly on the camera hot shoe since it'd be really difficult, if not impossible, to balance the camera. I picked up a couple of third-party accessories. The first one is this handle is actually made by Xeno for their crane lineup of gimbals, which ironically, the Gimbal S competes directly with, but it works perfectly well with the Ronin S. Is that cheating? It gives you an extra grip, allowing you two-handed operation. I'm sure there are going to be comments saying, why would you add more bulk to an already heavy gimbal? Or the whole point of having a single-handed gimbal so you can use single-handed. Duh. But since I'm not using this for vlogs or environmental shoots, dual-handle operation allows me to have more precise movements and control, especially in those close product shots with longer focal range, say 24-70. The other added benefit is having a good place to mount a small HD focus. It just provides a much bigger and better screen, plus the awesome focus and exposure assist tools. And I can power both the monitor and the camera with this NPF battery, which lasts a hell of a lot longer than this dinky little thing. I also picked up this friction arm from SmallRig to mount the monitor on, and this is 100 times better than your typical cheap ball head. Let's get the cons out of the way. The Ronin S is heavy at about 4.1 pounds with the tripod feet, and that's without any camera attached. It's simple physics, and there's really no way to get around it. You have 3 really powerful, heavy-duty motors for a heavy payload, and a large grip with enough power to last a whole day of shooting. So if you're used to a small smartphone gimbal, you better hit the gym fast. Second thing is you can't just charge the battery grip because the charging port is on the gimbal itself. That means you can't swap out the battery grip and charge the empty one while using the Gimbal S, which is a real bummer. The third is a plate that comes with the gimbal. You can use this plate on any Manfrotto compatible video heads, but you can't take the Manfrotto plates and use it on the Ronin S. That means I won't be able to swap out cameras without having to swap out the Ronin S plate as well. The last thing, which isn't that big a deal, is the locking levers. See, the problem is there's no indication, no click when you lock something. It's completely friction based. So maybe on the camera plate it's not a big deal, but on the battery handle, if it gets loose or it gets caught on something, the whole gimbal could come flying off the handle and come crashing down, which would be a disaster. And there's no stop pin like you have on most video heads. Maybe in version 2 some of these will be addressed, but as far as a first gen product goes, DJI got 90% of things right. My 6500 is in a cage, and the bottom is Arca Swiss compatible. So I got a small Arca Swiss quick release on top of the Ronin S plate, so it's much quicker to get the camera off. And I wouldn't have to spend as much time rebalancing it since I leave the plate on the gimbal itself. So the reason why I've been putting off getting a 3-axis gimbal is because the roll axis motor has always been too high, blocking the LCD. And when DJI announced the Ronin S, I knew this would be the one. Operating it couldn't be easier. There are 3 user profiles that you can customize through a smartphone app. but out of the box, it's super simple to set up. Hold the trigger and all 3 axes lock, and it goes into this, I think the scientific term is called chicken head mode. Click twice, and it recenters itself. Click 3 times, and it goes into selfie mode. Release the trigger and the camera will follow slowly. Or press the M button and it goes into sports mode for quick pan and tilt. The start and stop button will trigger the record function on your camera, but it depends on the type of camera that you have, and it's not going to work with all make and models. I love the underslung mode for those really cool ultra low shots. And of course, the infamous infinite roll mode that everyone talks about. There are of course a few more features on this gimbal than its competition. With the smartphone app, you can create panorama, time-lapse, motion-lapse, track multiple subjects as you pan and tilt. All these along with everything else that you can do with the Ronin S makes this one of the best single-handed gimbal on the market today. So before I go, I'm gonna leave you with some more dope shots. Drop your comments below and let me know what you guys think. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and be on the notification squad. This is Bo. Hey, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.